47 past the hour, back to our breaking news this hour. Two sources familiar tell NBC News the White House is preparing an executive order to eliminate the Department of Education. One source says the order could come as soon as this month. The elimination of the Education Department would require congressional approval. With us now is Pennsylvania Democratic Congressman Brendan Boyle. He is top Democrat on the House Budget Committee. Congressman, it's always a pleasure to see you. Just if we could what's your reaction to this news that the White House is seeking to eliminate the Department of Education?
It's extreme to the max. It's also par for the course for the last couple weeks. Absolutely no swing voter I interacted with in Pennsylvania voted for Donald Trump because they wanted to eliminate the entire Department of Education. They want government to work better. They want prices to come down. But no, Donald Trump has no mandate to do this whatsoever. Furthermore, what President Trump is attempting to do to USAID and to Treasury and now the Department of Education, he cannot do by fiat. He is not a king. If you were going to create or eliminate a federal department, you actually need both the approval of Congress as well as the president. So he can't do this, and we won't let him get away with it.
So, Congressman, and you know, on the issue, for example, of the Department of you know, just on this case, for example, education, this was created by an executive decision, right? Well, it was originally created. How does that work?
Yeah, I mean, President Carter, I believe, when he created HEW was the original name, Health, Education, and Welfare, and then it grew out of that. But it is by statute. The same way USAID, while it was originally created by executive order, ultimately it was codified into law by an act of Congress. So no, the president can't just wake up one morning and decide he's eliminating an entire department. It would also cause such chaos. I mean, there are tens of millions of people, myself included, by the way, who are repaying student loans that are currently operated and owned by the Department of Education. What would happen to those? What would happen to Pell Grants? Those are just two of the many, many questions that would have to be answered if you went down this extreme, crazy path of eliminating the Department of Education.
And what are your thoughts on USAID? Because the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, said, I guess, yesterday that essentially USAID had been put under his responsibility. What do you think of that? And then just the issue that the Secretary talked about, which is the lack of accountability of USAID, when we're learning that really every single dollar that USAID received and was spending had to be through the Congress.
Yeah, I mean, every single dollar, as you pointed out, the USAID spent was appropriated by Congress and signed into law by the president. So those are dollars that need to be spent, were legally appropriated. You know, USAID does incredibly important work. They don't have a large budget. I know a lot of people, and this is never a popular argument, I realize, foreign aid is never easy to defend. It's well below 1% of our budget, but we get a demonstrated return on that investment. I find that a number of voters might think foreign aid is 10% or 15% of our federal budget. It is actually a drop in the bucket. But in the end, we get a return on that investment in so many ways, both large and small.
Congressman Boyle, it's always a pleasure to see you. I thank you for being with us this morning.